After Zeke is killed, the rumbling comes to an immediate halt. The reason is rooted in how the founding Titan's power functions. Eren can only control the Wall Titans when maintaining contact with someone of royal blood. With Zeke's death, this connection is severed, and the founding Titan's power collapses temporarily. Without a living royal link, Eren can no longer continue the rumbling. In the aftermath, Mikasa begins recalling her final conversation with Eren. The moment he told her he hated her, she realizes that those words were a lie meant to push her away. At the same time, Armin emerges from the crater left by Eren's enormous founding Titan form. The despair on his face shows that he understands the cost of his decision. To stop Eren, he was forced to kill his closest friend. Beneath the battlefield, the creature known as the Hallucigenia attempts to return to its host. This organism is the true source of Titan power. The same ancient parasite that attached itself to Ymir 2,000 years ago beneath the tree in ancient Eldia. It created the very first founding Titan and became the biological origin of all Titans. Reiner Braun, in his armored Titan form, restrains it, preventing it from reuniting with Eren. However, Eren survives. His regenerative ability as a Titan shifter allows him to reform his body, and he transforms once again. The explosion levels the surrounding area, and Eren's new Titan body mirrors Armin's in scale. Both stand as colossal Titans, marking the beginning of their final battle. A confrontation between two forces that represent destruction and preservation. While the fight rages, the Hallucigenia emits a thick gas that spreads across Fort Salta, the last Marleyan stronghold. This smoke functions similarly to Zeke's Titan spawn gas, but is far more dangerous. Anyone who inhales it begins to transform into a pure Titan. Unlike Zeke's method, no scream is needed to activate the change. The transformation is automatic and irreversible. Levi quickly recognizes the nature of the gas. He orders Mikasa and Pieck to escape on Falco's flying Titan, as Ackermans and Titan shifters are immune to the Hallucigenia's effect. Pieck breaks down from the emotional toll, overwhelmed by the loss of comrades and civilians. Levi reminds her that they both understand the burden of survival, killing friends to protect others. Their shared resolve reflects the recurring theme of sacrifice throughout the story. As the smoke spreads, civilians and soldiers transform into Titans. Reiner continues holding down the Hallucigenia, while Annie and Pieck join the fight, transforming into the female and cart Titans. The battlefield descends into chaos as Titans attack from all directions. Amid the destruction, Mikasa and Levi prepare for their final mission, to reach Eren and end the source of the curse. During the chaos, Mikasa loses consciousness and drifts into a vision. In this vision, she wakes up in a quiet cabin in the mountains. Eren is there beside her, alive and peaceful, and his hair is short again. The reason for this is symbolic. After the full activation of his powers and memories, Eren had stopped caring about living, growing his hair long as a sign that he had nothing left except his mission to complete the rumbling. Here, however, his hair is short again because he cares for Mikasa. He takes this form to reflect the way she remembers and prefers him, the Eren who existed before everything fell apart. The cabin represents an alternate timeline in which Mikasa confessed her love when Eren asked what he meant to her in Marley. In this imagined world, they fled from humanity and lived out Eren's final years together in isolation. Eren explains that he only has 4 years left to live due to the Titan's curse. He asks Mikasa to make one final promise, to discard the red scarf once he dies. The request reflects his guilt and his desire for her to move on. A bird flies overhead, symbolizing freedom, the core theme of Eren's life. Mikasa, however, cannot agree. When she awakens from the vision, she knows what she must do. Eren's true body is hidden inside the colossal Titan's head, the place where he told Mikasa his real form was located. Eren had deliberately revealed this to her, knowing that she was the only person he trusted to end his life. Levi launches a thunder spear at the Titan's mouth to create an entry point. Mikasa rushes through the debris, finds Eren's body, and decapitates him in a single strike. In that instant, the vision of the cabin returns. Mikasa kisses Eren's head and whispers, "See you later, Eren." Ymir Fritz observes the act and smiles. Mikasa's decision, to end the life of the man she loves, breaks the 2,000-year cycle of bondage that began with Ymir and King Fritz. By performing the act, Ymir could never complete herself. Mikasa grants Ymir freedom and ends the Titan curse. As Eren's body falls, the founding Titan's power collapses. The connection between the physical world and the paths begins to dissolve. Every Titan transformation on the battlefield ceases. The Hallucigenia loses its hold, and the Titan race begins to disappear. Inside the paths, Armin encounters Eren one final time. Both appear as their younger selves on the docks of Shiganshina. Eren explains that his earlier hostility toward Armin and Mikasa was deliberate, meant to distance them and protect them from what he was about to do. He wanted the world to see them as heroes who saved humanity from him, redeeming the Eldian people through their actions. Eren tells Armin about Ymir Fritz's past. For 2,000 years, she obeyed King Fritz, trapped by a distorted form of love. Despite centuries of pain, she could not free herself from him. Ymir's enslavement was psychological, a cycle of devotion and control. She waited across generations for someone who could end it. That person was Mikasa Ackerman, who possessed the strength to kill the one she loved to free the world from its curse. Eren admits that the combined power of the attack and founding Titans drove him insane. He experienced all timelines, past, present, and future, simultaneously. His mind could no longer distinguish reality from memory. This mental collapse explains his erratic actions and emotional distance. He confesses to Armin that he was the one who guided the Smiling Titan to his mother on the day Shiganshina fell, a closed causal loop that he could not prevent. His own memories of the future ensured that the event would occur exactly as he had witnessed it. At the sea, Armin questions what will happen to Mikasa after Eren's death. Eren says he wants her to forget him and find happiness with someone else. Armin, angered, punches Eren and demands that he stop pretending to be emotionless. Eren finally breaks down. He admits that he does not want Mikasa to move on, and that he wants her to remember him forever. Through tears, he reveals that he never desired to destroy the world. He only wanted to live freely with his friends, but was trapped by the inevitability of his own future. When the vision ends, Armin awakens in the real world. The battle is over. Mikasa walks toward him, holding Eren's severed head in her arms. With Eren's death, the Titan power vanishes from existence. Every surviving Titan, Wall Titans, Pure Titans, and Shifters, reverts back into human form. Reiner, Annie, Jean, Connie, Peek, and Falco awaken as humans. The curse that began 2 millennia earlier finally ends. Levi kneels amid the silence and salutes the ghosts of his fallen comrades. Erwin, Hongji, Petra, Olwo, and others, acknowledging their sacrifice. Connie and Jean see the spirit of Sasha, smiling as if at peace. For the first time in generations, there are no Titans left in the world. Mikasa buries Eren beneath the tree where he once slept in Episode 1, the same tree that symbolized freedom and the start of his journey. The location becomes his final resting place. 3 years later, the survivors refer to the conflict as the Battle of Heaven and Earth. The world has changed, but peace remains uncertain. Without Titans, global politics shift toward new forms of tension. On Paradise, a militarized faction known as the Yeagerists rises to defend the island, preparing for possible retaliation from the outside world. Across the sea, other nations continue to fear the Eldians. The hatred that fueled centuries of war persists. Armin, Annie, Reiner, Peek, Jean, and Connie travel by ship to meet Historia and the new Eldian government. Armin carries a letter from Historia expressing her hope to reconcile with the world. The group plans to tell their story, how enemies united to stop Eren and end the Titan era, as a message of peace. Though uncertain of success, they understand that dialogue is the only remaining weapon. Back on the island, Mikasa continues to visit Eren's grave. She tells him that she still misses him and thanks him for protecting her. As she speaks, a bird descends from the sky and wraps her scarf around her neck. The gesture represents Eren's spirit, now free, no longer bound by hatred or destiny. The bird, a recurring symbol since the beginning, signifies the freedom both Eren and humanity sought. Years pass. Paradise develops into a modern civilization with cities, vehicles, and industry. Mikasa grows old, surrounded by family. Even in her final years, she visits Eren's grave beneath the tree. When she becomes too weak to walk, her family helps her place one last flower on his tombstone before she passes away peacefully. Generations later, the island is once again consumed by war. Civilization collapses, leaving only ruins. Yet Eren's tree remains, towering over the desolation. Over centuries, it grows to immense size, resembling the tree where Ymir first encountered the Hallucigenia. In a distant future, a young girl and her dog discover the tree on the hill. Its reappearance implies the start of a new cycle, another human age destined to repeat the same mistakes. The ending demonstrates that while the Titan curse has ended, humanity's nature remains unchanged. Conflict, fear, and war continue in different forms. Eren achieved his goal of freeing his people from the Titans, but he could not free the world from itself. The story of Attack on Titan concludes not with peace, but with the recognition that freedom and destruction are eternally linked, a reflection of the unchanging nature of humanity.